So my parents met Marcia about 3 years ago at an open house. At the time, they were kind of curious about the area, but also kind of keeping their eyes open for when we would potentially purchase our first home. We weren't ready back then, but my mom kept in touch with Marcia over the years, and they exchanged Christmas cards, and my mom stayed in the loop with what was going on in the area through Marcia's newsletter and stuff like that. So I had known about Marcia for a long time, and about maybe 4 months ago, back in, I guess it was May, my mom was like, let me connect you with Marcia. You guys are obviously at that stage where you're ready to start seriously looking at houses. So I was like, okay, so you've kept in touch with this lady for so long. Let us kind of introduce us. So yeah, Marcia gave me a call and we set up kind of our first meeting and just connected instantly. And we knew, she would be the realtor that we would go with. And yeah, I mean, it was a super easy experience from the beginning. She kind of went through everything we would need to know about buying a house for the first time and kind of what to expect. So yeah, that was really cool how that all kind of came full circle, many years in the making, and we're super happy that I guess everything worked out that way.
What we were looking for, it certainly changed as we went. I mean, we kind of first started looking at brand new homes, kind of on the outskirts of the city, kind of making the most of, having a new house and not having to deal with what we thought the issues would be in an older home. Obviously, if we're looking in the neighborhood now, you can see that we settled on a 1940s home in downtown Kitchener. So basically the exact opposite of what we were originally looking for. But we were able to kind of get guided through that process and end up where we actually wanted to be, versus that first picture in our mind of what we were thinking that we wanted.
So yeah, I mean, we had this picture perfect home in our minds that, was a new build in the suburbs, big property, lots of bedrooms. But, we realized very early on when we put in our first offer on a home that we loved, that it was kind of it was very much out of budget and maybe not realistic for this stage of our life. And I think learning that early on and getting coached through that bidding process the first time, we kind of just realized what was really important to us and what we really wanted. Yeah, so we came across this house on a Wednesday afternoon and, reached out to Marcia, and I knew she was gonna be shocked because this house is opposite to what we had been looking at. So, we reached out to her and we knew we had to act quickly. The listing was just posted. We're like, we want to get in to see this house. So, she booked us in right away that evening. And because there was so much interest in the house, we only had 15 minutes to do our first walkthrough. So it was like a whirlwind. It kind of, we walked through and we really loved it. I think I loved it more than you at that time. And, the first offer was placed that evening. So we pretty much had 48 hours to put in our offer as well. So, we spent a couple days strategizing with Marcia and trying to really figure out based on how many offers could come about for this house, where do we need to position ourselves with our pricing. So yeah, I mean, we booked Marcia booked us in Saturday evening before we submitted our offer just to do another walkthrough because, the first time was crazy. It was just so quick, and obviously it's a big decision. So we just wanted to be 100% sure. So, she booked us in that evening. We walked through the house again, loved it. I think you loved it even more the second time around. So yeah, I remember just standing in the driveway after that showing, knowing we only had a couple hours to put in that offer. So we kind of strategized, and we were like, we knew it was going to be competitive. We knew there was a lot of interest in the house.
We had lost quite a few offers on houses already, and we're kind of getting into the swing of things. And we were talking with Marcia, and the conversation was about whether or not this is truly the one for us. And if so, you know, what are you willing to go in at? And knowing that, you know, if someone came in $5,000, $10,000 more than you and you lost it, you know, how much would you be kicking yourself? So based on that, we had some conversations together to try to figure out what that limit was for us to make sure that we won it without going crazy over. And Marcia kind of coached us on that, and we came to a number, and that number was the one for us. So it worked out very quickly. I mean, it was such a quick process for us.
Yeah,
you know, looking at it on Thursday night, having the house by Saturday. And yeah, we have had no buyer's remorse, that's for sure. I mean, I think we got in right at the right number.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was thanks to a lot of that coaching.
Since moving to this neighborhood, we've really enjoyed just the character of all the homes, the friendly people that are kind of living around us, and we've really enjoyed biking around here and going for walks. It's yeah, it's a really lovely place to live. I'm Larissa.
And I'm Reid.
And we're huge fans of the Marcia Grove Realty team.